It's not so much how you start, is it? It's more how you finish that matters, right? In 2 Chronicles, we're introduced to a couple of kings in a row, chapters 25 and 26, who started really well. Right? It describes them as kings who did what was right, basically honored God and did what was best and listened to the voice of God. But then both of them are hit with pride at some point in their reign, in their lives, and that leads to a bad ending for them. Now, Amaziah is said to have, let's see, what does it say? It says that he listened to advice given to him. He had a victory because of that. Did something really, what seemed impossible in his eyes, but with the help of God, did something amazing. And then, because of that, after that, he gets prideful. And his pride leads him to worshiping other gods, right? And what's his end because of that? His end is he gets captured eventually, and then also eventually you have conspirators that kill him at the end of his life. What a sad way to finish, huh? Now, by the way, welcome to church. I am opening the building. Well, the building is open, but turning everything on. Anyway, after him is Uzziah. Another one has a great start, does what is right as a king, as a follower of God, but then also gets prideful. And in his pride, he becomes presumptuous about his standing and his role, steps into a role that he's not really called nor born to have, and that is trying to be a priest when he's actually a king. And so at the end of his life, he is in solitary isolation as a leper, because back in those days, lepers had to stay away from society. But before that happens, it says that as long as Uzziah, I'm paraphrasing, sought the Lord, he was successful basically in everything he did. That's the key, isn't it? To keep seeking the Lord, not to get to a point where we feel like we already know everything. I mean, I think the older I get, the more I realize I don't know much at all. It's so easy to fall into the trap of like, you know what, I have nothing more to learn. But in reality, there's always something that the Lord wants to reveal to us in a deeper sense. Juxtapose those two against the one who comes after Uzziah, Jotham, and it says of him, and it doesn't have a lot of stories about him, but it's one chapter, and it says of him that he does pretty much most everything that Uzziah did as a king, except for when he got prideful. So he was a king that was obedient to God. And the summary of his life is what's really interesting, because it says that basically at the end of his life, he rested with his fathers. That's the reward of obedience, isn't it? Rest. It's not the glamour that you can get when you're prideful. It's the rest that you can have at the end of the day. It's the rest that you can have at the end of a week. It's the rest, especially, that you can have at the end of your life. I hope that encourages you today to stay strong and be faithful.